I want the right nutrients for my child. That's why I choose the X.
Please place your palms on your eyes and slowly open your eyes, masters. Atma pranams to everyone. Welcome to another session of Spiritual Tablets Awareness Program. Today we have very interesting concept of Ikigai handled by Madam Sindhuja from Qatar. Madam Sindhuja is from India basically, but she is a civil engineer by profession. And Madam came into meditation 1.5 years ago. And she completed her L1 course in spiritual tablets also. So Madam will explain about IKIGAI Book today, and it's a new Japanese concept. And let's go to the session with Sindhuja ma'am. Ma'am, please welcome ma'am. Sindhuja ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am.
Namaste.
Namaste, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. So, shall we begin the session, ma'am, then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. I will now share my screen. Friends, you are able to see my screen? Please confirm me.
Yes, ma'am. We can see the screen.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, masters. A very good evening to one and all who are present here from Malaysia and Singapore, and also good afternoon for people from India and other parts. So myself, Sindhuja, thank you for giving this opportunity for Spiritual Tablets Team Malaysia, firstly. And first of all, I would like to thank GK sir for starting the Spiritual Tablets and starting the Spiritual Tablets and this amazing platform which has brought us all together, and we are progressing in such an amazing way. And also my pranams to everyone here. Then we shall begin the session today. I would just give a brief introduction today about this book Ikigai, so that I'm definitely sure that it will bring a lot of interest, creates interest in you to go and read this book, which is a Japanese secret to a long and happy life, written by Hector Garcia and Francis Mirrors. So these two are the authors. So here there's a quote mentioned in starting itself, that is, only staying active will make you want to live like 100 years. That means here there is a hint given like what this book may give on throw light upon. That is, we have to stay active, and let's further dive in. So these are the contents in this book. So friends, here I would like to ask you some of the questions, like you can write in chat box or you can unmute yourself and answer. So have you ever asked yourself some of the questions like, what is the meaning of my life? Like, is the point just to live, or is there a higher purpose to it? So have you ever asked such questions like this? Or maybe you have sometimes wondered in some situations in life that I got stuck in life. When you feel stuck, am I going in the right direction in life? What I'm doing, is it correct? Is it right for me? Am I doing it with passion? All these kind of questions, isn't it? So yes, masters, we all come across these questions, and today we shall look why we get these kind of questions. What is the solution for that also as well. So as an introductory part, here I would like to explain a little about this Maslow's hierarchy of needs, this pyramid, which was given by Abraham Maslow. So he explains this beautifully as we progress in life. So what are one's needs? Firstly, we will have physiological needs in life. Like after, I mean, first we'll have physiological needs in life, such as basic needs, like we want food to eat, water, shelter, all these things. Later on, we will have safety needs, such as personal employment resources. Like for example, we as a beings not just are happy, not just are fulfilled if we get this food, shelter, everything, but we also have this job security, all this kind of needs. After this, we will be needing love and belonging, a sense of belonging in the society, in a family, such kind of a things. And then we will be needing esteem needs, like we want uh, so status in society. We may need status, respect, and freedom. All these kind of needs comes under esteem needs. When we achieve all these needs, we will be needing, or we will require, the self actualization. That means a desire to become the best, the most of what we are. That means this will include spirituality needs as well. So if you are here in spiritual tablets, team, PSSM, everything, that means you are in your purpose, your little of your purpose, you are realizing definitely. So why I'm explaining about this means, lot of us are facing identity crisis. So this is mainly because there is no proper sense of purpose in us. Our There is no, if you are a children, for example, for a child, uh, nowadays it can't live in a family kind of a situation. There is a separation of father and mother, this kind of situation. What happens, it makes them no proper bringing up upbringing. And then if you're waking up every morning with no true calling, or maybe you're going to office or your work, your job, with a sense of as if it is a duty, rather than what, doing this thing, for example, in a job, what can I do to bring change in a situation or to make it better. Instead of that, you're just going to the work with a sense of just as if it is a duty, I have to go every day, that's why, like that. And also in a society, for the sake of social status, if you are living. And then, for example, we are spending a lot of time in front of in our cell phones, in front of TV, watching movies and Netflix, all that. So this simply means that we are lacking a purpose. So what happens, it is very important to find one's purpose in life, so that we can have a better life, the proper meaning to that life. And masters also remember here, it's never too late to start, to restart, to press that restart button in your life. And whether you are in your 20s or 60s, or maybe you're in your 80s as well, it is never too late. Here, also, I would like to explain, you will see in detail about this person's theory, that is logotherapy. So, logotherapy is nothing but a therapeutic approach that helps people to find one's meaning in life. So, this person, Viktor Frankl, what he did was he found this man's in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, one more book by him. So he writes about his life experiences, he experiments himself with his life itself, and he also brings about logotherapy, as I mentioned, that is which helps us to find meaning in life. What happens is, uh, uh, two of the quotes here I would like to mention is, don't aim at success for success, like happiness cannot be pursued, it must ensue. And one more quote here, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedom, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. That is to choose one's own way. For example, you can give any how whatever you can say to a person. You can take everything from a person's life, but ultimately what happens? The way he sees that situation is only matters here. If he sees that situation in a positive attitude, that means he can face anything in life. He can achieve. He can and face any challenge, and he can achieve it, and he can succeed like that. So what happened? This Viktor Frankl, this person, uh, explains about logotherapy, and why I'm talking about all this Maslow's hierarchy of needs and logotherapy is, because here, our authors, Ikigai's authors, Hector Garcia and Francis Mirrells, they both one day, on a rainy night in a Tokyo in a small bar, they came together. They meet for the first time, and they will be discussing about all these things. That is the Western theories, what are present in Western theories, the logotherapy and other theories in psychology, and which will help people to come out of their problems and to find the purpose of their life. So as they were discussing, they came across this one uh, place, that is Okinawa, especially this in the city of Okinawa, this village name called Ogimi. So this village, which is also known as the village of longevity. Why means there are lots of people, many population of that village having a age of more than 80 years. That is, it is very common over there with the age of people 80 to 100 or even more than that. So here, what happens? So as authors were discussing, they come across this idea of writing a book about the secret of this first people in this place, especially Ogimi, because they are living more than 80 100 years means definitely there is one secret, uh, the lifestyle they live, that they want to bring to everyone that secret, so that it will help every each and every of us. So what he mentions here is those who study why the inhabitants of this island, that is especially in the south of Japan, live longer than people anywhere else in the world, believe that the main thing is, uh, in addition to a healthy lifestyle habits, they are maybe the simple lifestyle at outdoors, the green tea they used to have, and the subtropical climate present over there in that place. It is the ikigai that shape their life. So, what is this ikigai I'm talking about means? Okay, so here I would like to explain that this ikigai is nothing but, in simple terms, if I put, the happiness of always being busy. So, this ikigai has basically four pillars. that this four pillars or the meanings I can simply put is the love, talent, usefulness, and profit. For this, I would like to explain with this Venn diagram. So, this Venn diagram, which explains this concept of ikigai, actually is comprising of four things. That is, what do you love doing? What do you love in life? And maybe if you're doing what the world needs, the second one this is, and then what you can be paid for if you're doing such things in life, like in at your job. For example, it is a profession job, and then what you're good at. So this comprising of these things. So example masters here, um, if you are doing things like singing, dance, painting, you're involved in, you have made that as your profession. That definitely means you're pursuing your passion as well, along with you have made that as your profession also. That means you're doing something what you're good at, and then you're paid for it as well. But what happens here? Uh, is that what the world needs? If you're not doing it in such a way that it is not being very helpful to the world, to others, you may feel something lack is there in your life. Maybe, for example, here you're a software engineer by profession, or you may be a doctor, or here if you observe, you're a engineer by profession. That means you're doing some things like definitely what the world needs. It is very helpful. Your things you do, it is very helpful for this world, and also you're being well paid for that job. But ultimately, if you're not very good at it, or you're not loving your job and doing it with a happiness, that means again you feel this lack of purpose. Again, this will haunt you. So that means what you're following your profession and vocation, but not your passion. That means you're lacking your purpose. Again, what happens if you're doing something which is your passion and mission? That means you're delightful and you're feeling that sense of fullness. But what happens? There is no wealth. That, for example, if you're a singer by profession, you're an artist by profession. When you're not completely good at it, you may not be earning very well. What happens? You always feel that lack. That means you're not earning, you're not able to fulfill your needs in life. These kind of things will be in your mind, and you will not be having the sense of satisfaction. Again, if you are following your mission and your vocation, that means you're maybe good at socially you're well mingling with every person. You're, like if you're a social worker, for example, you're serving the world, and also that is your profession. But maybe you're not able to make it your profession in a proper way, and if you're not doing it a complete dedication and passion, that means there is excitement and complacency, but there is no there's always uncertainty. There's a sense of uncertainty in life. Similarly, when you do a profession vocation means there is a comfortable over there, but there is a feeling of emptiness. And also, if you're doing something which is your passion and you have made that as a profession as well, that means you can feel satisfaction also, but there is no but is a there is a feeling of uselessness. That means you're not doing it for the sake of something. Usefulness is not there which can help others, to the people in this world. So balance is very important. That is the balancing between all these things, so that you are doing it with delight, you're doing it with thrill, or maybe with a in the sense of comforting and with a sense of satisfaction, so that that will make you find your purpose in your life. So these people who does the things with passion, they figure out how to make money or market. They should, what they should do, they should figure out how to make money or market themselves, uh, by following in along with the following their passion. They should also figure out these things. And then somebody who is following their mission, what they should do, they should figure out how to get better at their craft. That is, maybe they are a social worker, so how to be better at it, or maybe someone simply who is a IT job person. So how can they be very best at that thing? By upgrading themselves, other skills, all that. So if they do that, they will, along with the doing their mission, they will definitely achieve it. And these persons who are doing like profession, who is following their vocation. So these people should constantly, what they should do, they should challenge themselves to be always better at their vocation. And somebody who is following their profession, maybe these people should keep trying new things, so that they do find out their passion as well. Or if they want to follow their profession itself, they should have immense passion in that thing. So these are some of the concepts which will help us to find the purpose in life and to progress in our life with a purpose. Then some other topics which author discusses here is, whatever you do, just don't retire. He just simply mentions here, don't retire. So also here, if we observe the people in this place of Ogimi, they never retire until certain age. Like they, even at the age of 70s or 80s, people really never retire. Whatever, for example, he is a a simple person who is a cleaner or a sweeper. He does that thing until his physical strength supports him. He will never retire. What is the reason for that? Means because they always feel they have to be active. Only that can make they can live actively in life. So in fact, many Japanese, they, what happens? They involve themselves in exercises. See, you can observe here, these people who seem like around 60 or 70. In group, they have gathered and they are doing exercising. These things we rarely observe here in places like India or other parts of the world. And here you can observe a tailor, a person involved in stitching, who is very old of age. Then this, the island of almost eternal youth. Also, one more thing here is, not only do they live much longer than rest of the world's population, but we have to observe here that they also suffer very fever from chronic illness or diseases like cancer, heart disease, inflammatory disorders. All these are really less. And many of these centenarians, that means the persons who are around the age of 100, enjoy enviable levels of different hormones. They have balanced life basically. They are unthinkable. for other people in any other part of the world, for our thinking, it is really unique, or we feel it is different, as these persons are very active and living the life which is very actively. And then their blood test reveal very fewer free radicals. That means which are responsible, which are reason for uh, aging, cellular aging. That as a result of drinking, one more factor for this is, as a result of drinking this tea, that is moringa tea, which is made from the leaves available in a tree in the Okinawa place of Okinawa. Even that is a kind of a green tea. So consuming that also has resulted fewer free radicals in their blood samples. And also one more concept is there, which means eat and only until your stomach is 80 sorry, eat until your stomach is only 80 percentages full. And one more is, women over here in these places experience moderate symptoms during menopause. I would like to explain about this thing, that is eat until only 80 percentage full, in my next slide. So here in Japan, there is a saying called hara hachibu, which is repeated every before every meal. That is, which means simply means fill your belly only up to 80%. That means you should not eat full. You should not eat until you are feeling fully, or for example, we go to these weddings and other ceremonies everywhere, and we indulge ourselves in lot of food, ourselves with lot of food. We eat ourselves until our stomach is full. But here what happens, they live with this principle of eating only until little, even you can feel little hungry, that it doesn't matter for them, but only eat little less, so that fill your belly, and only up to 80%. It is not like technically not speaking like 80% full, but that means you should not completely fill your stomach, because that itself will affect to our aging or other factors. So the lesson to learn from this saying is that we should stop eating whenever we are starting to feel full. That's it. And the way also here we have to observe, we have to notice that the way the food is served in the plate, in a typical plate in a Japan meal, is that in small bowls or plates they serve little quantity. What happens when you take each and every bowl and consume that food, you you feel that you're always almost eating so much, you're eating, that is a sense of feeling you will get, that you are eating so much food, uh, which will indirectly will make us feel that yes, we are eating a lot of food, and our stomach is already full. But what happens, they serve little amount of food, it's only in different plates. Also, here author mentions about this five blue zones, which involves the people around the world where their age is uh, more number of people above the age of 80 or 100 is seen, centenarians is seen. First place is here Okinawa, especially in the north part of this island in Japan, where common things here found are, that is, as I mentioned, eating until only your stomach feels full. And then one more common thing here is they involve themselves in groups. Whenever possible, they gather themselves in groups, and they indulge in food or healthy food only. And they eat lots of fruits, vegetables. These things are very common over there. And the next place over here is mentioned is Sardinia in Italy. So here, some of the common things we can observe is they also involve themselves whenever possible to eat lots of fruits and vegetables, healthy fruits, fresh fruits, all these things they use. And they small amount of wine they indulge themselves, to keep only healthy. And then they socialize. How whenever possible, most of them socialize. Next is this place called Loma Linda in California. So they involve in social activities and all that. They eat healthy foods. One second, Masters. I'm sorry. So yeah, I shall continue now. So in this place called Loma Linda, what happens? They involve themselves in social activities. They indulge in healthy food and lots of exercise. I'm sorry, my throat is not proper. I shall finish it now. Okay, so next is this place called Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica. So here you can observe even this person who is around age of 80 or 100 is involved in farming. And next is Icaria in Greece, where people get together and they're playing sports, they involve farming, and they eat healthy salads. One more concept here, the author explains is this Moai, connected for life. That means connected for life, being connected. So Moai is an informal group of people and with a common interest who are there for one another. So here one more concept I would like to share is aging, escape velocity, and the rabbit. So here is a interesting story. So imagine, masters, there is a rabbit which is running as you're going in life, as you're proceeding in life. So what happens is after some age, after each year you pass, this rabbit also is running with the holding a signboard which mentions your age. So what happens when this person or you um, proceed in life? The rabbit also proceeds with the same speed. Now imagine that rabbit is jumping uh, to a board, signboard, which is having a death age, which will be further prolonged. That means it will be moving forward. So what happens? What happens is this rabbit is moving faster. That means your age Sorry, ma'am. I would like to take a break over here.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, ma'am. Sure.
Yes, masters.
Are you okay, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I'm okay now. I would like to continue it.
Okay.
So yes, masters. Imagine there is this rabbit now holding a signboard, right? So it is moving at a speed three times. I'm sorry. This signboard which mentions your death, that is RIP, which is mentioned here. That itself is moved, and this rabbit holding your age signboard is also moving faster. That means the speed at which this rabbit walks to the future is uh, prolonged. That means our age also is, uh, that means the age we live is also increased. Okay, so the speed at which the rabbit walks to the future is our technology. As technology improves, our lifespan will also improve. The more advanced the technology and the knowledge of our bodies is, and the faster we can make this rabbit walk. Aging escape velocity is nothing but the moment at which this rabbit walks at a pace 1 year per year or faster, and we become immortal. So here, one more concept what we can achieve in order to better ourselves is active mind and youthful body. So there is this classic saying in Japan. It means mens sana in corpore sano, which means a sound mind in a sound body. So here one this case study is also mentioned. So according to Collinus Hemingway and Shlomo Benenson, in his book they have mentioned that maximum brain power they have mentioned as being exercising our body is important. That means what is this exercising our brain or uh, mind means giving task to ourselves. So maybe the first time you do a certain task, you may feel little difficult, or there is some friction present. But what happens as you do it with some difficult, maybe there is some difficulty, but as you do it with time, you will definitely achieve it. So what happens next time when you're doing it, you will feel it little easier. That means your what happens when you give a task for your mind, a new task, you may feel it difficult, irritated, friction will be present. But as you do it for the second time, there is a little easiness in that doing of task. And what happens when you complete that task, you will feel a happiness, a sense of happiness. That itself will make us, motivated. So some of the things we can do in order to feel ourselves active, to keep ourselves active is socialize ourselves as much as possible, and then involve ourselves in sports, maybe indoor or outdoor sports, and to have a active and positive mindset, uh, to also to keep ourselves fit and healthier. Then one more concept here is stress. I would like to share some things about this concept here, which is which is accused of killing longevity. So many of us actually seem older than our age. Why this happens means it is mainly because of the stress we have in our life. For sometimes what happens, for small things also we feel lot of stress. How to because we are not sure about how to tackle that situation and all that. So one of the thing here is, here the American Institute of Stress investigated that this degenerative process, that is the stress, and it conducted studies on the this, and concluded that most of the health problems are caused because of the stress only. And researchers at this Heidelberg University Hospital conducted among and that is, there's a lot of studies were conducted in here. For example, doctor uh, who a young doctor who wanted a job, you know he was interviewed. He came to interview, and he was given actually a maths problem to solve. He, See, he is a doctor, but he was given a math problem to solve. That too, he was uh, focused. I mean, he was given 30 minutes of time to solve it. What they observed was a lot of stress in him. Afterwards, that is pathogens, that is activating the proteins that triggered his immune system was observed. So the problem here is that this response not only neutralizes harmful agents in our body, but it also damages healthy cells. That is the stress. This was the conclusion they got in that study, which will lead us to age before itself, prematurely age. So, what is the how do this stress work? I would simply here like to play this video.
Imagine you're getting ready to race. The stress you feel makes your brain signal the adrenal glands to produce epinephrine, or adrenaline. Adrenaline increases your heart rate. As a result, more oxygen gets to your muscles. That makes your body ready to react. In a longer term response to stress, the glands secrete cortisol. Cortisol promotes the release of energy, making you ready to race.
So, friends, as you observe, so when we feel stress, what happens? These hormones are released in ourselves, our body. What happened before in the earlier days? Comparing this can be explained, comparing these cave dwellers, that is humans from early age, and modern humans. If we compare why the stress is there, and the reasons were, like, cave dwellers were most of the time they were relaxed, and here modern humans, what happens, they work most of the time, and they are alert. For example, even a small notification in my phone will make me alert. What happens, every time I get alert, this hormone is released in our body with either little amount. That is not stress, but yeah, it's a form of stress itself. That means that hormones are released. Cave dwellers felt stress only in a specific situation. That means when there was a attack on them, or there is a danger situation only from predators and all that, they used to feel the stress. But we are, as I said, as I just mentioned, we are online in our phone, waiting for notification, all that, 24 hours, right? 24 hours a day, we are involved in that. So this also will make a little amount of stress to be present. Then the threat was what they felt, what they sensed, the cave dwellers, the threat was very real for them. But for us, the brain is associated with the phone call, pings, or email notification. And then there is a high dose of cortisol and adrenaline release at moments of danger to keep the body, which, for example, that thing, when this cortisol and adrenaline is released, when there is a small certain situation itself, it is released. So what happened? It helped them to stay healthy. But here, as I mentioned, low dose of cortisol flow is constantly going in our body. So what happens? This implies in fatigue syndrome. That is, there is a chronic fatigue syndrome developing in us. So we have to be mindful about reducing stress. So we should learn to turn off that autopilot, which is steering us in an endless loop of stress. So one of the method, as I mentioned before, also one of the method is nothing but doing meditation. Not only meditation, but also involving ourselves in socializing and as giving tasks to our mind. We should definitely meditate as much as possible, but along with it, giving a new task to ourselves, involving ourselves, giving us ourselves new task. What happens? We make ourselves ready to face any kind of situation. So that will help us in terms of in the times of adverse. Also, by involving us ourselves in exercising, yoga maybe, and all that, by doing meditation, you can also do this body scan technique as well. So all this will help in being mindful. And also one more factor we have to here notice is that lot of sitting will age us. Nowadays, our job itself is like that we sit and do all tasks we are sitting. Previously what happened, even for a housewife who is a housewife or a house people who live in house, women, what happened? They used to do washing clothes or maybe utensils. Nowadays everything is machine, right? For everything we use machines. And for our job also, we sit in front of laptop, computer, and we do that thing for hours, and then we go for 1 hour or 2 hour outside. We go and we just jog or do walking and come. What happens? This thing has led to sitting and doing tasks, routine tasks. That's why we have to change our. We should make sure we should change our habits, healthy habits. We should involve ourselves, and we should make sure that we walk to work whenever it is possible. We make sure that we climb. For example, instead of taking lifts, we can use staircase whenever there is time. We should make time, because if I mention whenever there is time, we always find a reason for it. Like there is no time. There is no time is one of the common reason, and everyone will find. So for everything, for our health, because it is for our health itself, we should make time for it. So we can walk to our work, or just go walk for at least 20 minutes each day, and then use our, as I mentioned, use staircase instead of elevators or escalators. And then, participate in social leisure activities. Then, important thing here, junk food. We should avoid it as much as possible. So, one thing we observed in previous lives, lots and lots of fruits, vegetables, healthy things they are consuming, right? So, we have to indulge ourselves in varieties of fruits if as much as possible, and avoid these ready processed, ready-made foods whenever, or most of the time we have to avoid, and whenever it is possible we have to indulge ourselves in this fresh fruits. This also releases this urge of ours uh, to munch after every 1 hour or 2 hour. These things we can reduce, and then get the right amount of sleep. So 7 to 9 hours is good amount of sleep, but more than that will make us lethargic. Then play with children, pets, and join sports team. All these things will definitely stimulate our mind and boost our self-esteem. Then being conscious of daily routine in order to detect harmful habits and replace them with positive ones. So even in our Sajjana Sangatya or everywhere, we discuss, right, how our thoughts, how are harmful to us itself. So we, what happens, we have to replace them with good thoughts, good activities, good habits. Every bad habit, every bad thought, every thing which is bad for ourselves, our life, we have to be replaced with, just be conscious in that situation. Just be conscious about your thoughts, just be conscious about your habits. This will definitely help us to replace them with good ones. So by making these small changes itself, we can achieve a lot, we can better ourselves. This will help us to increase our life expectancy also. So here one more concept is models best kept secret. What is this means? Models, if you observe, they are very, not only that they wear this makeup or whatever, but also their skin, if you observe, it is so healthy, it is so glowing, right? So why means they take proper amount of sleep uh, also, and they eat healthy food and all that things. So they follow a routine thing. So these things, if we can also imply in ourselves, in our lives, so that we have a better living thing. Also, it should be noted that eating a balanced diet and getting helps us in getting more calcium, all that, can help us. Then soaking ourselves in sun with, to get vitamin D, all that, and then avoiding alcohol and bad habits, caffeine, all these things. And also having, and how we can achieve this anti-aging attitudes means, a key element for ikigai uh, is that not caving in when we face difficult times throughout the life. So one study here mentioned, conducted at this Yeshiva University, found that people who live longest have two dispositional traits very commonly. That is a positive attitude and a high degree of emotional awareness. So, in other words, to put in simple words, those who face challenges with positive outlook and are able to manage their emotions. By just doing these two things, we can have a right attitude, and these are some of the anti-aging secrets. And then a stoic attitude, serenity in the face of setback. It can also help us to keep us ourselves young. Then there is this small poem. So to keep healthy and have a long life, eat just a little of everything with relish. So go to bed early, get up early, and then go out for a walk. Then we live each day with serenity and we enjoy the journey of life. Then to keep healthy and have a long life, we get well with our friends in spring, summer, fall, or winter. We happily enjoy all the seasons. And then the secret is not to get distracted by how old our fingers are. That is the secret again. The secret is not to get distracted by how old our fingers are, but from fingers to the head, back once again. If you are moving with your fingers, you keep your moving your fingers and working for 100 years, definitely will come to you. So this is just a poem mentioned in that Ikigai book. So here I would like to also mention, masters. Here I have covered some part, some portion of this Ikigai book only. I would request you all to go through this book. It's a very interesting book. Of course, it will change your view towards the life, and you can definitely be a better person. Is my thing what I want to share. So yes, masters, this was about Ikigai. So over to you, ma'am, Saujanya ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. If anyone want to ask something to ma'am, can ask. Any questions or any clarifications?
Yes, ma'am. I just missed the last part, about this attitudes. The stoic attitude is when you are serene in the face of crisis. And what was the other attitude?
Yeah.
Yeah, just before, next one. Yes.
Yeah. So a positive attitude with and also with a high degree of emotional awareness. We should be with emotional awareness, ma'am. In any situation in the life.
Okay. So, but ma'am, this all would lead us to one correction in the attitude that whatever is troubling me and I still want it, so it's better to drop it rather than striving for it and giving yourself stress, which the synopsis of the book says is not going to give you long and happy life. Is that?
Ma'am, can you come again? I didn't get you.
Yeah. So I mean, like, if the book says that the people who live longest, they have positive attitude. So, but if I ask a question, if I have some desires, be it material desire or emotional desire, but that is not happening, so then I have to, what choice I have? So to drop it or to strive for it so that I live longer and happily?
You should definitely strive for it, ma'am. You no need to drop it. You have to find ways so that you will get solutions, right? You have to find different ways and you have to strive for it. I'm sorry, anybody can help me out in this?
If you like, this is what my explanation is, ma'am. Whether it suits for you or not, this is what I feel. If it is my desire, and I'm excited to get it. Okay. That doesn't feel like a difficulty for me. The process I will enjoy. So that will give me a positive attitude and it will give me longevity.
Yeah.
Anything which you like, anything which you like gives you excitement. That is not difficulty. And you cannot say I'm striving for it. You're trying for it. So that depends upon the end product, which is a desire or a material thing or whatever it is. If you like it, if you love it, that is your passion, then you will enjoy this process of getting it. So that is not a stress anymore on your mind.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So the correction that we can do is we have two choices. If I really want it, so I have to be in the process. So now the alteration is be in the process, but not with the pain.
Yes. No, if you really enjoy it, there is no question of getting pain in it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Example, why I tell this is because painting is my passion. I stand for hours in front of it. I don't feel a pain. When I cook, I stand for 2 hours. I feel pain.
Yeah.
So this is the end product of the paint is my passion. So I don't feel pain when I stand for hours. Because standing for hours even doesn't concern me. But when I feel it as a responsibility, as a work to finish, when I stand for 1 or 2 hours, it gives me a stress. I hope this explains.
Yeah. Absolutely. Very well explained. Yeah. Yes.
Any other questions, ma'am?
No, ma'am, I'm good. But
any other?
I'm very,
Shridevi, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But I'm very thankful to you, ma'am. You explained, in such a short span of time, you tried to cover all the concepts, and I've been, striving, battling to read this book, and I bought book also. But I think it would have taken me so much of time. But you've given the crux of the book in such a short time.
I would like to say, ma'am, I just shared some glimpses of it itself. You please go through that book, ma'am. You will get a lot of clarity. Definitely, you will get. Please read that book, and you will definitely get a lot of clarity. Also, whatever you're facing. Yeah.
2 or 3 concepts. Like this Maslow's theory and Logos theory, and then this one. The Venn diagram, your mission, passion, and this thing.
Yes.
I just heard from someone, but then you reinforced it, so that gave a lot of clarity.
Yeah.
Made much more sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So for that, I would definitely like to thank here Chandramadali sir. He is here, sir. If you would like to add anything on this, please, sir.
I will probably add only one thing. In response to Payal's question,
Yes, sir.
right? Typically, what impacts us when we try for something, we don't get it, right? I would probably give you 2 suggestions. First of all, is what you desire a need to have or a nice to have? Answer that question. Make up your mental frame based on, do I absolutely need it, or is it nice? If I have it, yes, I can take the advantage. If I don't have it, doesn't matter. The moment you set your mental state, what you are doing is you are changing the paradigm of the emotional equation that I mentioned when we were discussing who am I.
Disappointment.
Yeah, disappointment is equal to expectation minus reality. If you take cognizance of these 2 scenarios together, you have the answer for yourself. Right? And Ikigai, actually, Sindhuja was a core member in the book club. where this session was conducted in Spiritual Tablets USA. They had done the complete book, and those recordings are available if you go to Spiritual Tablets USA in the YouTube. Okay, you can even listen. How beautiful is it? Today she is suffering from a sore throat, etc. So she was struggling a bit in between. But if you go through that, you will actually appreciate the depth to which she went in bringing out these concepts. She was one, and 4 more leaders had joined it. Likewise, they have also done a session on Buddha's wife, how it impacts our life, right? These recordings are available. Certainly take benefit of it. And those two will give you motivation to read the books as well. Okay. But generally, if you give me the mic, I don't give it back. So I don't want you people to suffer anymore. But yes, this is a wonderful book. Ikigai actually comes from the Japanese word ikigai. Ikigai is your way of life. And the Venn diagram you are referring to, your way of life should be something that you enjoy. You are able to profitably benefit from it. That means there is a value in what you are creating, which means it is benefiting people at large. That gives you the satisfaction. Collectively, all these change the paradigm of the situation that you are into positive vibes, and that keeps you healthy. So that is the entire scheme that is surrounding the Venn diagrams that you referred to, because there are 4 components. There is a profession, there is what you love, there is what you enjoy. Vocation is more like a hobby that is yielding you money, right? And all these collectively define the purpose of your existence. Right? That means there is value in what you are doing day in and day out. Others are benefiting from it. It is also adding value back to you, instead of pushing you to a stressful condition. So the integration of all of those, if you notice the Venn diagram, in the center he has written the word Ikigai. So that is how you can take advantage of this. And I was only moderating. Sindhuja is giving too much credit where it is not due. Right? I was only helping them put the perspective because of my gray hair and the bald head. But they did a lot of effort in bringing out the best. Definitely enjoy those videos as well. Maybe Saujanya can try and share that with you.
I actually shared the playlist, sir. Ikigai complete description of Spiritual Tablets USA group. I already shared it in our group.
You also share the one on Buddha's wife. That is another book you should conduct as a way of life, because the concept of circles there and its relevance to spiritual tablets is very critical.
Yeah.
So that will also help. Yeah, Payalji, you are about to say something. You moved your hand 2-3 times.
Yeah, sir. Sir, before this, I used to always, keep on harping this point. My profession is my passion. My profession is my passion. But this, when I learned this Venn diagram and Ikigai, it's like, it completely ripped off my philosophy. And it has created a turmoil since 15
It
days.
wouldn't have ripped off. You need to analyze a little bit more. You will reorganize your passion to benefit you better. Just think about that.
No, sir, it's happening. It's so beautiful. Like I teach calligraphy and I was making money with that. But but it just automatically got converted. Now with my skill, when I understood this Venn diagram, I'm able to help people. It's now become now my profession has become more of a therapy rather than just a skill. So I'm trying to use this. Now, it's become more fulfilling. Now people want to
Yes,
approach,
yes.
I am the way Sujanya ma'am and Sindhuja said, now when I wake up in the morning, I have rebounding energy, It's like, now what next? What next? Earlier it was like 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. So,
Right. See, if I say it in Hindi, ye karna padega, say मैं करना चाहती हूँ. Right? There is a lot of difference in these two sentences. I have to do it versus I want to do it. There is a lot of difference in them. There is an emotion behind them. Right? That emotion has the power to become stress or relieve stress. In the former, I have to do it. It is a stress that is going to generate more, going to make your adrenalines work more. Right? I want to do it is conveying a feeling of enjoyment in that, yet it is meeting the purpose. So you will want to always get up saying, I want to do it.
yeah.
Thank you, Saujanya. You are keeping up the tradition of what you started.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So I guess that's all the questions. We don't have any questions in chat.
No,
also, but
you have one hand.
what is it? Satish sir.
Yeah, madam. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
In that slide, in that PowerPoint, I saw one word like scanning the body. What is that? Exercise, I know. Yoga, I know. Scanning body means what? I'm not aware of it.
Yes, sir.
Sindhuja, you need to answer that. I don't
Yes,
know.
body scan is nothing but, when we sit and meditate, we just observe each and every part of the body, starting from mind, closing our eyes. That itself is body scan. I'm sure you would have done it if you're in meditation.
Okay.
Other
Okay.
masters would have made you do it in meditation sessions.
Okay. Thank you.
I guess that's all the questions. So we'll meditate for 2 minutes and end the session now.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can I stop the screen sharing for a while? We can have music for 2 minutes. Okay, masters, open your eyes slowly. Thank you for the wonderful session, Sindhuja ma'am. Thank you so much for conducting such an interesting session. Thank you once again from all of us from the Malaysian spiritual team. Sir Chandra Mudali sir, thank you so much for adding the value to the session, as always. Thank you from all of us, sir and ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just posting the link to Buddha's Wife, the playlist.
Yeah,
so
I
that
got
you
it,
can
sir.
circulate. You got it?
Yeah, I got it, and I already posted in Malaysia spiritual team, sir.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir. Good night,
Bye.
everyone.
Yeah,
Thank
bye.
See you all on next Friday, same time.
Police putting
Bye, sir.
Bye.